Today is going to be a wonderful day, informal but yet informational. The goal is to be able to inspire and get your creative juices flowing to as what is possible. I'm Pastor Dennis Cummins. I want my wife to come on up. I introduce my wife. This is Pastor Lori Cummins. She co-pastors with me, and she's a big part of what we do here. It's on.
Okay. We are so glad you're here. We love AVL because this is our opportunity. It's a unique missions. And you guys are such a vital part of your church. Mm-hmm. And you are the ones behind the scenes that help get the message out to your community. And so we love it when pastors and tech teams and those that are involved in church ministry this way come so that you can learn more skills. I don't know about you, but it's always good to learn more skills, right? And so that we're more effective. And so this is, just believe that this is a time of impartation. We have prayed over every chair, so y'all have been prayed for. And we just pray that the Holy Spirit just shows you things that are very useful for your church and to help support your local pastor. So welcome to Experience Church, and we are here to serve you. If there's anything we can do, we are here to make your day more pleasant. So thanks for coming.
Thank you. And somebody that makes this all possible is Advanced Broadcast Solutions and Mark Siegel. Come on up here, Mark. Introduce Mark Siegel to you.
Hi. Hello. We are here again, number 10. It's been 10. How many have been here before?
Right on.
That's great. Thank you for coming back. How many first-timers? Whoa. Well, hopefully today we provide you with lots of information, knowledge, so that you can make informed decisions. We've got some great tracks going on today about lighting, audio, videos, streaming, all sorts of producing content, workflows, methodologies. Hopefully, I know you will find it useful. We're here to help. We do this to just get the word out, right? And we use technology to tell that story. There's lots of different levels of technology that people use. It's okay. You can just start with getting audio out there. I remember 10 years ago, I walked into the church for the first time and met Pastor Lori and Pastor Dennis. And I saw this little thing, and I go, what is that? And that was their first start. You know, they had a little projector. They had maybe 4 or 5 lights. That's fine. It's a start, you know. I remember, you've been here so many years. And it evolves. It doesn't happen overnight. It starts slow, and then you could build upon it. But there's lots of great tools out there to help you these days communicate the message. And they're getting actually more cost effective. You can do an awful lot more with some of the tools out there. So we're going to have fun today. Enjoy. We've got good information. We've got good food coming. Everything that you need. So be comfortable, ask questions, get to know other people's and other people's experiences. And that's what we're here for today. Awesome. That it? Yep. Okay. See you later.
Thank you, Mark. All right. It sounds like we're going to go golfing here. There's golfing claps. All right. So on your table, we've got a Q&A form. We're going to be having a panel discussion during lunch. So as we progress, things are going to come up. And we just want to be sure that you get your questions answered. We may not even be able to address it in this format. But our goal is to communicate to you whatever is necessary that you need to know before you walk out these doors. There's enough intelligent people on this premise today to be able to get you the answers that you need, or at least some guidance. But at the end of the day, it's your vision. It's your way of doing things. One thing that we always say in every AVL, We think you need to find your own secret sauce in how you want to implement technology in your ministry and in your church. This is just one way that we do it, and we're not saying that this is the only way. We're not saying that this is the right way. We're saying this is what has evolved and what works for us and how we do it and how we communicate the message. So we just hope to challenge some stereotypes and get people out of their comfort zone and encourage you as teams to grow together. Real quick, I do want to introduce two of our keynote speakers today. We have David McCauley. David McCauley's from Texas. You can tell he's an audio guy because his name tag's backwards. He wants to stay anonymous behind the desk. No, he's an audio engineer, and he is literally revered in the industry. And when you teach master classes at NAB in Vegas, you're probably pretty well connected and have built a great rapport. So we are honored to have you here today. And we have Tony Hooper all the way from Mississippi. Tony Hooper is a worship pastor and plays in the Christian musicians industry and plays with many of the names that if I said it, you would know. And it's an honor to have them here today, to be able to speak to some things today that might be unique or new. All right. Also, if you're a senior pastor and you came out and you braved the weather and you walked through these doors today, will you please stand? We want to honor you today. All our senior pastors, come on. Seriously, thank you. It's very difficult to get senior pastors to come out because they think, well, it's the tech guy's job. But in reality, the vision is only built based on how the leadership wants to carry it. And so it needs to be defined from the head on how we're going to do things, because we pastors, this is one thing that we know. People come, people go. We stay. That should be, right? I've been here 27 years. I've been pastoring as the lead pastor here for now going in my 15th year. I'm not going anywhere. I've been here since 1991, okay? I'm old, thank you. Older than I was 10 years ago. And what we do know, and the things that we have to be cautious about in building budgets and looking for equipment, is we have to be cautious on how much that we depend on personalities in determining what we're going to do with equipment decisions. Because personalities change, but the piece of equipment that you invested in tends to stay. You understand what I'm saying? You know, Bubba comes up and says, Pastor, we got to have this. This is the latest, greatest. Oh, my goodness, it's going to be wonderful. You make this huge investment, and only Bubba knows how to run it. Right? And then when something happens to Bubba, the church is stuck with a boat anchor that nobody knows how to use. Right? So there's some things to think about. Something I want to challenge your mindset, though, in looking at technology is there's going to be a massive shift in church culture in the next 10 years. A massive shift. Right now, we know that about 1,500 pastors resign the ministry every month. That means that they don't like their job or something's very difficult. So 1,500 pastors are resigning their position every month. Second thing is, back in the 80s, to be a competent, successful senior pastor, you had to have somewhere around 9 essential skills, okay? 9 essential skills to be a competent, effective pastor in the day. Today, now that we have Facebook and social media and YouTube and Facebook Live, we have all these other things that are a part of the demand of being successful in ministry, so-called, if I can put it that way. And today they say that we have to have somewhere around 18 to 20 essential skills to be successful and competent as a senior pastor. So our role has changed. Our role has evolved. And I don't think that we can just sit in a closet as senior pastors and no longer pretend that a technology doesn't exist or that there's a need for it. Or just say, go make it happen. Now, there are churches in an environment, when you get into the mega churches, that is a place where you can start to wave your magic wand and hire the professionals to come in and they carry it out. But I don't know if anybody can pay your audio or your technical director $100,000 a year and keep them. Right? So now we're having to do more than what we used to do, okay? The other little stereotype is not only 1,500 pastors are resigning their position every month, but in the next 10 years, over 100,000 pastors will be retiring. The average retirement age is about 63 years old. So 100,000 pastors are going to be retiring in the next 10 years, and also another 500,000 support staff are going to be resigning and stepping out of ministry. Now, there is no Bible college on the planet that is pumping out that many senior pastors. And how many pastors know, how many senior pastors know you don't come out of Bible college and become a senior pastor? There's time that takes place. So there's going to be a huge vacuum of leadership and vision in churches. 100,000. Now, don't think that you're not important, though, because roughly on Sunday, 30 million people attended church. 30 million people. And out of the 30 million people, only 5 million of them attend a megachurch from week to week. So while many of the megachurches get the limelight and they seem more successful and powerful in the industry, step back and thank yourself for what you're doing, because without you, 25 million people would not have a place to go to church. So you have an important role in your vision and an important role in your community. And our goal is to get you the information and the ideas so that you can customize how to implement and use technology which fits for your vision and your people. I believe in the McDonald's concept. I lean on it really hard. I'm not an advocate of the food, but I'm an advocate of their processes. They are able to run a multi-million-dollar business on a minimum wage skill level. And how do they do that? They leverage technology. I'm going to make a sound, and you guys tell me what this means if you're in McDonald's. Beep, 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 beep. The fries are done. What do they do? Technology, right? Maybe we should put this on the mic. Beep, 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 beep. Right? The sermon's over. Says the worship pastor. Unmute the mic. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we can use to leverage technology, because the reality is while technology is improving and increasing, much of the 25 million people that attend the average size church are not, as far as the skill level of the operators. And that's why these are so important. You know, if we were in Texas and we did a show like this, we wouldn't have room for people. We know this to be true, right? WFX, they do a show down there, and it's just packed, right? You do something in the Northwest, and we're pulling teeth to try to get people to come. And I want to applaud you for being here. Amen. Yeah. Taking a day off work and investing in the vision of your church. It's huge, because you're the ones that help make the difference. You know, you guys are like 3M. You don't make the message, but you make the message better. You understand what I'm saying? You can either improve it or you can be a massive distraction. And while there's going to be this huge shift in the church environment in the next 10 years, what you're going to start seeing is consolidation of more and more churches. More and more churches saying, we've got no pastor, we've got no leader, we can't find anybody, so we're going to find another church that we can come under. What does that mean? More multi-site. So what does that mean? More technology. Yeah. More tools. More things that could go wrong. Yeah. Right? Every time you implement something in the chain of technology, you have implemented another possibility of something to fail. And so that's why in our environments, we need to keep things as simple as possible. You understand? Right? Now, you know, for us, we could have bought a $15,000 or a $20,000 front of house console. We could have paid that money. We could have invested that. But there's probably maybe $15,000 or $20,000 that would have sat there unused in our environment. And that would have been our measure of waste. So we have to start looking at what we're doing and get out of the fog of technology, because there is a technology fog. Some of you are in it today. You're walking in. Pastor said we have to live stream. You know, it's kind of like the guy that gets up to make the donuts. You know, we have to live stream. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's sitting on the front row and holding their phone so pastor can be on Facebook. I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I am saying is be very cautious that you don't set the wrong expectations too early. Because whatever you're communicating your brand. And sometimes it would be better not to put anything out and wait until you put out something that you can get behind, something that your people can get behind. You understand? And so technology, though, is only as good as the team behind it. Some of you, and I'm gonna talk just a little bit about my personal story. When I met Mark, I think it was about 12 years ago. Met Mark 12 years ago, and he came and saw, and I had a vision. And that vision, if you look around today, this is the culmination. It's not the end of the vision by any means, but what you see today and what you will see is what I saw 12 years ago, and it did not exist. You understand? It didn't exist. It's easy to believe for things after they exist. You understand? And I had people walk away from me. I had people leave me because they could not see what I saw. My wife is a testimony of that. We went through that. People could not see what we see here today. And you see, I'm more encouraged and I'm more focused on strengthening the message of Jesus Christ over my message of Jesus Christ. If I can strengthen 100 churches to help them better communicate the gospel of Jesus Christ, we're better for it. And so as we dialed back and we looked, and none of this existed, and then we bought a couple of cameras and we started here and there, and we started with walkie-talkies. Some of you might be there now. You got little walkie-talkies, and you're, cut camera one. You're live. You're live. Now. What? Right? I mean, come on. And so then we not only did we have the earpiece, but then we wore earmuffs over the earpiece. You know, like gun range earmuffs, so they can hear. So we had Princess Leia back here on the camera, and they had the camera in one hand, and they had their cell phone in their other hand, texting. How do you go from there to here? And if you look at our camera staff, the average age of our camera staff is high school. Some of them are junior high. And it's not because we can't find anybody else. No, it's because we train, and we train, and we train. You see, it's not what you preach, it's what you tolerate. Listen to me. It's not what you preach, it's what you tolerate. And if you tolerate wrong behavior, you will never get to the end destination. I had a guy upstairs, and we were live streaming. Every Sunday, live streaming. And another guy walked up into the booth and says, "Hey, we're not live streaming." And the guy that was directing at the time, he said, "It doesn't matter, nobody watches anyways." How'd that feel? See, I couldn't tolerate that kind of behavior. And we don't have to be mean. We don't have to be unkind, but we do have to value the vision that God has given us more than somebody's little personality. And I'm speaking real. And this is where we need to sit down and have face-to-face conversations, adult conversations, and say, "I don't think that you're called for this ministry. This is not where, maybe we should put you in a different department where you can function, because here we are live streaming. That's how we get people to watch." And so as we grow and we develop, and you have to start looking at who you're keeping on your team and training your team. And then sometimes you got to figure out there's some people that they need to move off your team, because one person can pull your team down. See, we can talk about the technology, and you can talk about a $10,000, a $50,000, a $200,000 investment in your church, but it will be a waste if you do not have the right leadership to lead the team. And if there's no vision behind that, then the team will only follow the vision that is in place, which is compromise. And so here we are, and now we've got proper comms a few years later, and we got a few better cameras, and we're running, and we're operating. And, I believe in inspecting, not expecting. So one day I got on the comms, and I was listening. Nobody knew I was listening. What I found out, nobody else was listening. It was nothing more than comedy hour on the comms. It was joke time. It was let's tell wiseacre jokes and sarcasm, and nobody was really paying attention to what's going on. And so what do we have to do? It's not what you preach. It's what you tolerate. And so we had to sit people down and say, here's protocol, and this is comm protocol. This is how it's going to work, and if you don't like it, you're off camera. You see, you have to eventually come to a place. And when you look at the end result of what you want, and that's what we did. We went around and we said, you know what, I don't care, whether you think Joel Osteen is this or that. You can't take anything away from the production value of what they put out. That there is an amazing model that could be followed. Church on the Move, another amazing model. Church.tv. Let's set, your styles and your doctrines aside and all that, and let's start looking at churches to say, you know what, that's a style that I would gravitate to. So let's use this as a model and follow it, and then figure out how they get there. Because I don't know if you know this, but you can go on YouTube, and Mark can help you find some of this stuff. You can actually hear some of the directors directing, like at the Emmys or the Oscars, and they're not holding people's hands. Okay, camera one, can you tighten that shot up? No, a little tighter. Good. You ready? We're going to go to you now. Ready? 1. Oh, dude, it's like cutthroat. It's like, camera 1, ready, tighten that shot up. Ready? 1. Okay, camera 2. No, get camera 3 ready. All right, tighten up, pull in, and 2. Now 3 and 1. No, back to 2. You see, that's not being brash. It's not being mean. It's executing very clear things. You don't hear the Navy SEALs on their comms going, hey, buddy, are you ready to go? Right? There are times that we, get along, and here's what I want to talk, because this is about team training and investing. Too many times we pull some people together, but we never build a team out of the people. What we do is, it's Sunday morning, get on your camera, here we go. Okay, Sunday's over, see you later, and we don't see them till the next Sunday. That's not building a team.
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
Our worship team, they meet midweek. Our audio guys come midweek. Our technical guys come midweek. When's the best time to train your technical guys? During rehearsal. Sundays. During sound check. Put your camera guys up there. Midweek, when you're having worship rehearsal, put your tech guys up there and train them. Train them when it's okay to make mistakes and when it's okay to be off. And we don't expect perfection. You're never going to see perfection, but we are perfecting what we're doing. You understand? And so we have to look at how we're building our team. So it's more than just, okay, you're on my camera team, okay. No, it's getting together. It's investing in them. It's pouring into them. It's leading them. It's valuing them. And the more that you value them, the more that you can be quick and sharp, and they're not taking it wrong. We have closed worship rehearsals. We don't allow anybody in the auditorium when we're doing rehearsal. Why? Because they're tight time frame. Even Sunday mornings when we're doing sound check, it's closed. Nobody just walks in and hangs out and talks and da-da. No. Why? We have a purpose. The other thing is we're communicating back and forth to each other, and we don't have time to go, okay, John, now this is what, hey, come on. It's like, John, that was off. You're a little flat on that. Pull that up. And Sue, blah, 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 blah. Let's go. And if a stranger walks in and hears that, they might think, man, those guys are a bunch of jerks. You understand? But it's being taken out of context because they don't know the love and the value and the esteem and the respect that has been built behind the scenes. You understand? Good. Awesome. So we got team training. We've got implementation. And anybody work in the blue-collar industry, maybe where they have the accident-free sign? We've been accident-free for 27 days. It really sucks when you walk in and it says 1 day on there. You're like, oh. And Bob's walking around. I know it was me. He's missing an arm. Thanks, Bob. We're going to have a company party. We almost made 60 days. Why can't we get that mentality in church where we're incident-free in church? Missed cues, missed light cues, missed audio cues. And I'm not just talking about technical side. I'm also talking about the talent side. Missed solos. Oh, now you're awake. Oh, yeah. Stinking worship team, man. Missed cues in worship. Missed cues in who goes up. I don't know who's going up next. And the audio guy's like, which mic do I unmute? I don't know. Is it the blue? Is it the red? Is it the green? And they're like, why is my mic not on? Where's my mic? Well, I don't know which one it is. Oh, it's the green one. See, it's the little things that matter most, and we should be working to be incident-free. All right, I want to wrap this up. So, live streaming, so many people think about live streaming as, I live stream. We don't think of it that way. Live streaming is a piece of our marketing process, of marketing our church. We're sowing seed, the parable of the sower. I don't care if it's good ground, bad ground, doesn't matter. We're sowing seed, okay? And so we have our live stream, and out of our live stream, then we have on demand, okay? On demand means you can go back and watch it, right? And then out of on demand, we will take that and we'll nip up maybe 2 or 3 highlights out of my message, which is about 90 seconds, sometimes a minute and a half to 2 minutes, basically. And that is subtext. And we use those because a lot of people don't have time to sit there and watch a full 35-minute or 25-minute message, right? We're talking heads. Nobody's falling over and cracking their head. Nobody's tripping. We are not YouTube videos. The quick, hey, follow this, share this, check this out. This is hilarious. We're a talking head for 25 to 30 minutes. So then we chop it up and we get a couple of excerpts and we use that for promotions because some people will watch a 90-second promo. And we subtext them. Matter of fact, we'll show you one right now. Take a look at this. We need to get the right voices in our head so we can make the right choices in our life. Right voices equal right choices. The right people speaking into your life. And what happens is, a lot of times, we think the right voices are the ones that always make us feel good and tell us what we want to hear. And I'm surrounding myself with people and men of God and pastors that are far exceedingly beyond where I'm at, and I allow them to speak into my life. I allow them to say some things and challenge me and say, that didn't feel good, but it felt so good. Because I know that challenging thought and that way of being just in a routine and hearing those words come and challenge me, that means that I need to take a look and I need to assess what I'm doing. Because if we don't have the right people in our life, they're not going to speak truth to you. So there you go. That's one highlight that we have. So we do about 3 of those a week. And to be honest with you, sometimes I don't have maybe but one highlight out of my message that's worth actually publishing. Don't just publish stuff to publish stuff, right? Sometimes you got to be creative just to find a 90-second excerpt or a 2-minute excerpt. And, my son, Daryl, he's our technical director. And so we were just very clear that, man, if there's just nothing to really pull out beyond a 90-second excerpt, then don't worry about it. So it's better to be selective of what you're putting out, okay? But think more than just, we got a live stream. Use it as your marketing tools so that your people have something to share, like, and comment on. because your live stream is only going to hit a certain audience. Your on demand's only going to hit a certain audience. If you want to hit the new people, it's going to be the short promos. If you want to find new people and new faces, and we run into people all the time. I've been seeing that online. I've been watching that online. I've been seeing that. People are sharing that, and it's working because we're using more than just we live stream. Okay? All right. And what do you do if tech fails? Get over it. It's just one Sunday, right? It's just one Sunday. Do your best, learn from it, and don't do it again, right? 2 Sundays ago, somebody had tripped on the cord and unplugged the TVs, and it was like just a few minutes before service started. So we turned the TVs on for the video wall, and they didn't all come on because something got out of sequence and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, forget it. And we had like 4 TVs on, and there was like Hollywood squares. You know, what do? You just move on, right? It's just technology. What did we do before technology? We still had church. You understand? People will still get saved. Believe it or not, the Holy Ghost can still do more than what the video wall can do. Right? So don't get caught up on that, all right? All right. Well, we're just going to give you a little AVL trailer, and so we can do a switch over here, and then the worship team's going to do a couple songs for you, okay? All right. And we better pray. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you, Lord, that we can come into your presence and we can learn more from you today. We thank you that we're good stewards, Lord, that we'll be challenged to think beyond ourselves and see what you want us to do by faith in Jesus' name. And everyone said, amen.